I know, it's Saturday. You guys didn't expect to see a video from me, but I was just too freaking excited that I reached 500 subscribers today. So, in celebration, I decided to upload a video today. So I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for your support, and here's to the next 500. What's crack-a-lackin', my little deuterinos? Welcome back to Storytime with your favorite Reddit fairy. My name is Lorna, and today we're getting into some r/entitled parents. That's right, so without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get right into the cringe. Entitled mother locked a public playground so her kids could play in peace. Posted by user Himabi. So I've posted a couple of times here, and so far they have all been about the variety of Karen I meet at my workplace. But today, something happened in my neighborhood that I think deserves its own story. So just down the road from my house is a decent-sized playground with a 2 to 3 foot fence over it, meaning smaller kids have to use the gate, where older and bigger ones are able to climb over as long as they get a leg up. It's only got vertical bars, meaning no footholds, and the top is all thin prongs, meaning you can really rest your hands on it without getting stabbed. Anyway, the park is very popular with the children in the area and is always very crowded and busy, but that just makes it more fun as it means they can make more friends. Recently, however, I've been hearing about a particular family who have been rather rude and tend to push away other people when they use the park. There's an entitled mom, an entitled dad, and 2 entitled kids. Both boys, and I don't know, nor do I care how old they are. And I hadn't met any of them until today. Thursdays are the days I get to see my niece and nephew, and I cherish them. I don't have kids of my own, but if they turned out like my niece and nephew, then I would be an extremely happy dad. Anyway, today they both decided that they wanted to go to the playground and play on the swings, and I could always use the fresh air, so I took them down. Straight away, I noticed the playground. I'm going to refer to it as the PG from now on because I am sick of typing playground. It was very empty and there was only 2 kids on there, so I went over and let my niece and nephew run over to the park while I walked there myself. I saw they were having some issues getting the gate open. The gate has a sliding lock, so it doesn't swing open in the wind, but I knew they were both capable of opening it, so I was curious if they were just messing around. As I got closer, I saw that someone had put a padlock on the gate to stop it being opened, and straight away I assumed it was one of the 2 kids on the park, who just so happened to be K1 and K2. I asked them to come and open the gate so that we could come in, but they both told me that they didn't have it on them and that we needed to go away. I scoffed and lifted my niece and nephew over the fence and into the park, and they both ran off into the swings. I stayed outside because there was no way I was climbing over the fence in skinny jeans. I couldn't even bend down properly. After around 20 minutes of watching the children playing, I got a text from my sister saying that dinner was ready and that we needed to go back and eat. So I called over my niece and nephew to come to the fence so I could lift them over to go home. And I couldn't do it. They were both too heavy to get a proper grip and lift on. I asked K1 and K2 if they knew who put the lock on the gate, and they once again were of no help. I explained that if they didn't tell me who locked the gate, then they would probably be stuck here because I can't go and fetch them to open in. They laughed and then proceeded to climb over the fence as a pair and then ran over to one of the houses up the road. I wanted to follow them to potentially ask their parents, but I couldn't leave my niece and nephew alone, so I called my sister. This is how I explained it. Me. Hey sis, I need your help. Sis. You didn't lose the kids, did you? Me. No. Come down to the playground, please. I'll explain when you get here. Sis. Just tell me now. I'm not coming all the way there for nothing. What's going on? Me. The kids are stuck in the park. I need your help getting them over the fence. I can't climb in and I can't lift them out. Sis. Use the gate? Me. Someone locked it. There's a big padlock on it. Sis. What? I'll be there in a few minutes. Hold on. Click. Once I'd hung up, I looked back towards the house that K1 and K2 ran to, and I saw them coming back, parents in tow. I assumed they were coming to help. Boy, was I wrong. All 4 of them walked up to me, and I immediately got an earful before I could even speak. Entitled mother. My children were using this park. How dare you come over and disturb them? Then you threaten to lock my kids here all night? You're lucky we haven't called the police. Me. I'm sorry? This is a public playground. I just asked if your sons knew who locked the gate. Entitled dad. I did. What's it to ya? Me. Well, can you unlock it? And I'm almost certain you're not allowed to do this. Entitled Dad proceeds to unlock the gate and let my niece and nephew out for him to only go right back and lock it again. Entitled Mother. We lock it so our kids can enjoy it without any bratty children coming over and disturbing them. Now we would appreciate it if you stayed off the playground from now on. I knew this wasn't worth my time and there wasn't a lot I could do, so I took my niece and nephew home and that was that. We didn't go back, but I am going to go back tomorrow and see if it's still locked or not. I'll post an edit when I know. Edit. I woke up 30 minutes early today to give me time to go check the gate before I leave for work, and it was still locked. So I called the non-emergency number and told the cops, gave them both my details and what I knew about the family, and left it with them. I shall post another update after work. Oh my god. What time was this? What time was this posted? This was posted almost 24 hours ago. I don't know what time the update was, but shit. I want to know what happened, and I'm probably going to forget to follow up. So, my dudes, if you want to know what happens in this story, make sure you go down in the links below and find this story and go and find out. Because, yeah, I'm sorry. I probably will fucking forget because I'm a potato. And before we get into the next story, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for future videos just like this one, my dudes. My stepbrother, who is about to have a second child, felt he had the right to comment on how wasteful it is for me to have pets. Posted by user Shy Girl Turned Sassy. Pretty sure I've read a couple of this person's stories before, but let's get it. I did not want to run into him. I had managed to avoid my stepbrother and his wife for about a year, but I did yesterday afternoon. I was at my dad's place to drop off a few things he had needed. That's when stepbro and his wife walked in. They had recently announced that they're having another baby. I had sent them a text congratulating them, but apparently that wasn't enough and they had whined to my dad about how I wasn't enthusiastic enough. When I saw them yesterday, our interaction began cordially enough. I asked how sister-in-law was doing, etc. Then my dad asked me to stay for dinner. I declined as I had to take my dog to the vet. He has a temperature. I mentioned that I had taken the day off of work to deliver my dad's things and to take care of my dog. My stepbrother scoffed at this and commented that it's dumb to spend money on an animal and that they can self-heal. And in this day and age, it's just wasteful to keep pets because there's such scarcity in this world. Now, I know that he and sister-in-law are planning to have 4 kids because they've mentioned it many times, but I've never commented on it, so I fail to understand why he has the right to comment negatively on me and caring for pets, something that doesn't have nearly as much environmental impact as having multiple biological children. So I snapped back, well, if you're so worried about scarcity of resources, why the hell are you creating another human being? Why would you add to the world's overpopulation? Take a long, hard look at your own actions before commenting on what I'm doing with my life. Then I stormed out. Apparently, I'm the villain of this story because my sister-in-law cried her eyes out after I left, and my phone has been bombarded with messages from my dad, my stepbrother, and even sister-in-law's sister, whom I simply told to go fuck herself in so many words. I've decided to ignore the messages from my dad and stepbrother. I don't think I'll be speaking to my stepbrother and sister-in-law for a very long time, possibly for years. I'll stay in touch with my dad, but only to make sure he's okay. I just needed to vent. Thank you for reading. Edit. Fixed a spelling error. Edit 2. To all those people who commented and DM'd me that I overreacted, this isn't the first time that my stepbrother had said shit like this. In the past, he's often told me that I'm wasting money when he saw me buying beds, toys, and even food for my pets. He was actually jealous of my parents' dog, Dennis, when he was alive. He didn't like all the attention that Dennis got from my stepmom. So when he told me I shouldn't take care of my dog, I decided to give him a tongue lashing. Good. Never trust anybody who doesn't like animals. That is a rule I live by. If you don't like animals, there's something not right. I mean, you don't have to own animals. I'm saying if you don't like animals, there's something... You're either traumatized, which I can understand, or there's something bad and off about the person if they don't like animals. So it's either one or the other. You're traumatized or just you're a bad person. That's all I can say. I'm probably going to get chewed apart in the comments from people that disagree with me, but that's my opinion, and just like everyone, I have one. All right, let's move on to the next story. Entitled Mother assaults me for kicking her out of the store. Posted by user LunarStardust0. Apologies if something doesn't make sense and if words are missing. I'm typing this at work and kept getting interrupted. Now, let me start off with I am still very pissed over this situation. It's been about 3 hours and I seriously cannot begin to explain what the actual fuck happened. Like, it was a blur, but I'll try my best. Now, no one was seriously injured. I do have a few cuts and scrapes on my arms, but I am fine other than that. As stated before, in a story about a week or two ago I posted about Karen and lemon fucking Oreos, I work in a grocery store. There's never a dull moment here. Now, the manager rolled in at 6 a.m., me rolling in about 6:30 along with about 6 other employees. Okay, so you know, since there are people in this building, the doors have to be unlocked in case of some type of emergency. Well, my roommate drove me to work today, since I'm on the way to his work, and I noticed a car pulling into one of the parking spots closest to the store. I didn't think anything of it, since usually the Coca-Cola rep comes in on Thursdays to check her shit. No, was I wrong? I was putting the newspapers on the stand when this lady forces the doors open, allowing herself into the store 20 minutes before we open and never closes the doors. And I stared at her as she grabbed a cart and proceeded to walk past, with a smile. Now, I'm not the jolliest of people in the morning, so I probably came off as real bitchy when I confronted her. Me: ma'am, you can't be in here. Entitled Mother: why not? You're in here. You must be open. Me: no, we aren't. We do not open until 7. The hours are stated on the door. Entitled Mother, huffing: well, I'll be done by the time you open. I have to get my kids lunch for today and tomorrow. Me: I understand, and I'm sorry, but you have to leave. We will be open. Entitled Mother: no, that's not gonna work. I'm already in the store. Why are the doors even unlocked if you aren't open? My manager is off somewhere, but got tipped off and is watching this whole ordeal. Thank the Lord, because this lady went from 0 to 100 in a split second. Me: ma'am, I need you to leave. If you would like, I can call my manager to escort you out. Entitled Mother: I am not leaving. My kids are in the car and I need their lunches. It's the middle of winter at 6:45 in the morning. It was around 18 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit with no sun, so it was too cold for these kids to be left alone without a heater. Me: I'm sorry, but you need to. We're not open. This lady snapped. She pushed this little cart and had some fruit in it at me. Runs my foot over, slammed it into my gut, and then came at me. She had some sharp as fuck stiletto nails that scratched at my arms and managed to give me a few cuts. The produce manager managed to grab her and hold her back as the manager came over towards us. He said something about she was not allowed back or in our store again, but over her screaming I couldn't hear. Like, she threatened to call the cops for a few things, but the only one I really heard was harassing a customer who was just trying to shop. My manager said how we had footage of her attacking me, forcing the doors open before the store opened and leaving them open so anyone could walk in. As Entitled Mother was getting into her car, she kept going on about how we shouldn't have the doors unlocked if the store isn't opened. I guess the manager called her a fucking idiot and explained with a very choice words that she would rather have 10-ish employees die in a fire because the doors weren't opened or have 10-ish people live. The manager told me as she was leaving he noticed 2 or 3 kids in the car, all under the age of 10 or 12 in this locked car, and to no surprise, it wasn't even running with a heater. So yeah, this is how my morning went, and I just want to go home and sob, but I have to work my full shift and then some extra hours because why the fuck not? Oh my god, OP, that's not right. Those employers should be like, listen, take the day off. You've been through a traumatic event. You've been attacked. You would think like any place would do something like that. They would tell you to go home and just take the day off and calm down. Like, especially if you're somewhat injured, like you're scratched and shit. It's not right. That's not right. I don't like that. I'm sorry, OP. Entitled mother takes my and my twin sister's birthday money to use for herself and her kid. Posted by user Petty9. Okay, here is a little information. I have a twin sister and we were born on our dad's birthday, so every year when we were kids, our local radio station had a drawing that you could call and put your name in if it was your birthday. Well, since there were 3 of us with the same birthday, we usually won because we had more chances and there weren't that many people put in the drawing. Usually, we got a gift card to a food place with enough for 2 on it, and my dad would let my sister and I use the gift card while he used his own money to buy food from the same place. This certain year, however, they gave out a $200 gift card to a big boardwalk that was about an hour or so away. The gift card really could have worked anywhere, but it had a big picture of the boardwalk on it, so that's where my dad and stepmom, aka entitled mother, decided we were going. That was fine with my sister and I because we liked road trips and we liked this particular boardwalk. Into the story. My dad, entitled stepmom, twin sister, entitled stepbrother, and my other siblings, there were like 6 kids in all, go to the boardwalk to celebrate. When we get there, my stepmom, entitled mother, immediately takes charge and leads us to where she wants to go. We go to this little store that sells incense and candles, and she buys herself some incense sticks with the gift card. That's fine. It was only like $10. So we go to one of the clothing stores there, and my stepmom is slightly overweight, so my sister and I knew this store was for us because she couldn't fit into anything there. She tells us to pick out something we want, so we both find something that is about $20 each, and she says, "Now, $8 or less." We put the items back and we find scarves for $5 each, so we both pick one out. My stepmom purchased them with the gift card. We go to a few more stores where no one buys anything, and when we go to eat, spending about half of what's left of the gift card. That part was fine because we knew the gift card would have to be used to buy food for everyone. Then we go to this big toy store where they have toy drones to fly around. My stepbrother tells my stepmom that he likes one, and so she buys it. It was around $20 and she used the gift card. His birthday was 2 months before ours and he got everything he asked for, and now she bought him this on our birthday with the gift card that we won. Next, we go to the arcade where my dad spends about $20 to play games for an hour or so. This leaves about $40 on the card, so we're thinking that, maybe, we will get to use the last little bit to get everyone ice cream or dessert of some sort. We were only sort of right. My stepmom takes the gift card and goes into this big chocolate store, and she uses all of the $40 to buy herself chocolate. We asked could we at least have a piece, and she said, "No, y'all got your scarves earlier." All in all, that birthday sucked, and to make it even better, on the way home we stopped at McDonald's so my stepmom could get a frappe, and we all asked if we could get those $1 ice cream cones, and she told us no, because she didn't have enough money and she needed the coffee. Which didn't make sense because my dad was driving. ETA, my dad didn't say much. It was his birthday too, but he just let it happen because he's not one for confrontation. I'm older now and I no longer speak to him or my stepmom. I have a kid of my own and she deserves better than to be treated that way by my stepmom and to be put to the side like my dad did to me. Oh my god, that's really sad. That's like, oh no. I hate entitled parents. You guys are assholes. Why do entitled parents exist? Especially when, like, they're just entitled for themselves and not the like entitled, like, mama bear mode ones where they're only entitled when it comes to their kids. Because I've seen those too. That, like, they're completely normal until you bring their kids into it. And then they're like, "What the fuck you say about my kid? What? I'll fucking cut you, bitch." You know, like, know what I'm saying? But some of these are they're just all about themselves. It's gross. All right, my dudes, let's get into the last story of the day, and this one is called Homophobic Karen Ruins Our Lunch, posted by user Who Stole My Cake. By this story, I have no intention to insult or make fun of sexual minorities. If you find something here offensive, I sincerely apologize and please DM me about it. Here's the cast. Me. Note, I'm a boy. Ava is my girlfriend. Veronica is a friend. Dana is Veronica's girlfriend. Friend. M is manager. Karen, obvious. K, Karen's kid. I think he was 8 or 9. For some context, instead of school kitchen, we went for lunch to a nearby restaurant/pub like business. We like going there. By all the planets of our solar system being perfectly aligned, Ava, Veronica, and Dana all had pride bags. Note that Ava is bi, as I call them. I don't know if they plotted on me earlier or if it's a coincidence, but honestly I found it amusing. As well, important aspect is that Ava has vitiligo, which lately started to affect her face and hair as well, but she doesn't cover it up. With that said, it's story time. We were eating our lunch and talking about stuff when Karen and Karen's kid came. Karen's kid noticed the colorful bags, came to our table and said, "Wow, these are cool bags." Veronica, "Thanks," and she smiled. Before anyone else could say anything more, Karen stomped in. Karen to Karen's kid, "Haven't I told you about talking to strangers? Who knows what these people are?" Notice his pride bag in Ava's looks. "Do you realize who you were talking to?" In my head, a red, "Oh fuck, here goes" alarm went off, and by the looks of them, in Elsa's heads as well. Karen's kid, "No, what's wrong with them?" Karen, "Don't you see? Just look at that!" Points to Ava. "See now? God knows what that thing is." Me, "That thing," as you called her, is the most beautiful person I had the luck to get to know and my girlfriend. Now, may I ask you to leave and let us finish our lunch? Karen, "Nonsense. You are all just homosexuals." All of us were flabbergasted and astonished by her behavior. It got attention of 4 more people, but they just grabbed their popcorn. Me, "Please, ma'am, leave us alone. They love each other, and I love Ava. First of all, you refer to people as homosexuals just because of their accessories or friends, and second, it's normal and perfectly fine for a person to love and date who they truly want." Karen, "It's not." Me, "Let me finish." And about Ava, it's called vitiligo, and for your concern, it's not infectious whatsoever, and in my eyes, it's one of the things that makes her so beautiful. Karen, "It's disgusting, not beautiful. Just look at her. What's that supposed to look like? Patches on arms like a giraffe, eyes like a panda, and that white hair over there." Ava, despite not being ashamed about it as she was, still tends to be insecure about it and started to tear up. Dana, "Leave us alone. Stop body and sexually shaming other people just because they're maybe a little different. In Ava's case here, unique, and I dare to say in case of all of us for not looking like a failed genetic experiment on a gorilla." Karen, "How dare you, you filthy gay bitch. It's not normal in any case." I noticed basically all of the 3 girls tearing up and sent them off to find someone from the staff. Me, "Go get someone, or do you want her to continue?" Karen's kid, "Mom, let's just go. You're making them cry." Karen, "Come back here, you 3 filthy bitches. You're not getting anyone." I had to do my best to not beat the shit out of her fat gorilla face and surprisingly didn't. Me, "Listen here. Who you are insulting right now are my girlfriend and 2 friends. I won't tolerate you calling them these names. If you have something to say, address it on me." Here comes the manager. Manager, "What's the problem?" Karen, "Why is this business serving people like them?" Manager, "What do you mean by saying that?" Karen, "Effing homosexuals and this freak of nature." Manager, "Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I won't tolerate this behavior. From what I was told, you started the whole thing, so get out of here." Karen, "But they're subjecting my kid to their behavior, and this one," points to Ava again, "disgusting face." Manager, "I know them. They are regulars, and they aren't doing anything sexually related to subject others to their love. I won't repeat myself again. Get out of here." Karen finally left off with her kid, but not before screaming like a banshee and throwing a ton more insults at us. The manager apologized for the inconvenience and offered all of us a voucher for a free meal. Already planning my tomorrow's lunch. Oh, I feel bad that people have to go through this, like not just in regards to their sexuality, but how you look. Like, vitiligo, sorry, I'm not pronouncing it right, but it's like people with it, I know people personally, and they are insecure about it, and it sucks because to me it doesn't look any different. Like to me it's just like kind of cool looking. Like you're unique, like the OP said about his girlfriend and his friend. Like it's unique looking. I don't see anything gross about it whatsoever, or why it would make anybody feel grossed out by it. There's nothing. I don't get it. I wish people with vitiligo were more comfortable in their own skin, and I wish people would not make people feel bad about their physical appearance. It's just not cool, my dudes. All right, PSA over. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. All right, my dudes, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos just like this one. It really helps me out. And as always, the links to these stories will be in the description, so head on over to Reddit and show those posters some love with some upvotes. You know they deserve it. And don't forget to submit your stories and your GIFs and your all that fun stuff. You know where to find me. All those links are in the description as well. All right, my dudes, I hope you have a fan-fucking-tabulous weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Peace out, my dudes.